Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
I'm Austin from IV.
And it's time to panic! I was hoping they'd do it along with me.
Time to panic!
It's time to panic. This is time to panic. We're going to be playing through this cooperative game. 1 to 4 players. We are playing, obviously, a 3-player game, or it would be a very... There's no 4th player. We're playing a 3-player game over here. The general idea of the game is we are creating a timeline. We're trying to create a timeline. We have a few cards that start off on the board. We have an 18, a card we can't see, a gap, a card we can't see, and a 26. The problem is we are going to be constantly adding cards to the timeline. On our turn, we're going to play a card, adding it to the timeline. We're going to do the ability on the bottom of that card. Then we'll do the ability to an adjacent card as long as it's face up. So you basically get up to 2 abilities you can activate a turn, although sometimes more because some things can cause cascading other abilities. We'll get to those when they happen. When you're done with that, you'll then go ahead and you'll draw a timeline card from the timeline deck, adding it to your hand, going back to 4 cards, and then you'll draw a panic card from this deck over here, which is going to make our lives miserable. This is the thing that makes the game hard. We'll talk more about it. Speaking of which,
Austin, that one says total panic.
Yeah, there's
speaking of which,
mild panic, panic, and total panic, and I said, you guys are smart. Let's play total panic.
That's not what he said.
So well
that's
together.
not what he said. What he said is, I think it would be a funnier video if we did total panic for your first play ever. And I said,
hey, we played 2 practice rounds.
Yeah.
And by rounds, I mean
not
like
games,
2
rounds.
2 rounds of playing cards.
Yeah, just to make sure we know what we're doing over here.
Don't worry.
Loosely.
I will lead us to victory.
We'll walk you through it. The general idea, though, is you are trying to, at the end of the game, when game is triggered, you are trying to have an ascending order of cards. Not necessarily directly ascending. You don't have to have 16, 17, 18, but you do have to have 3, 17, 24. Anything that does not fit that ascending order is going to be removed and count against your score. Mm-hmm. The ideal score is 0. You had nothing that was counting against that timeline. But we're not playing ideal. We're playing total panic. So we are going to go ahead and start off with our time to panic. Austin, you want to start us off?
I would love to. And I actually have
we'll walk you through the abilities and things as we go.
An interesting starting ability
Hit
here.
me. Oh,
so
hit us.
I have a move.
Oh.
And it's right next to the 26.
It is.
And since I can move a card, I can do a little swap-a-roo here.
And for clarity, and we'll cover each ability fully the first time we do it. Yeah. Move allows you to move a card to the end of the timeline.
Yep.
So not necessarily or to a gap, I believe.
I think it's to a gap.
Or to gap as well, but it's not just anywhere you want. Move a card to either end or to a gap. Yep. So it has some limitations, not complete freedom, but nonetheless he accomplished that. And then
I get to do the card adjacent's power as well, and so I still do get to do this peek, which lets me look at a face-down card. So I'm going to look at this one.
Peek allows you to look at a card, not tell other players, but give the other players some information. That information could be, it's a check mark, it's good where it is.
That one is good.
That is good where it is. We don't know what that means. We just know it's fine where it is. And then, Austin, we do the bad thing.
We do the bad thing. Go ahead.
Before we do that, Austin, can you explain to everyone what kind of happens when we have that 25 and 26? And I mean visually.
Yes. So
I mean
the art
what it looks like.
is one large artboard that goes from 1 to 36. And so as you line up cards, the art starts lining up. Now, this is a prototype and they didn't cut it perfectly, so it's not as nice as it will be. Mm-hmm. But the card art, if you can get a bunch next to each other, it tells a little story.
Yeah, you can tell they belong together.
I was too busy talking about the time to panic part. 2 things that you should know. 1, this is a sponsored playthrough. Number 2, you can get this game where?
At Gen Con.
And
or
if not at Gen Con?
On our website.
And if not at your website?
Some FLGSs.
And you can try to find a used copy. That's the other option, I guess. But those are the options. So go ahead and check this out if you want to check that out. And we can go back to the game.
Awesome.
You mentioned the prototype part, reminded me.
Good call. I have drawn a card, and now I must panic. And I don't feel great about it. Add a face-down card to both sides of the timeline.
Okay.
It's not the worst thing we could have
done.
done.
They could be sequential.
Yeah, they're probably sequential.
For all we know.
Yeah, maybe that's the 27. It could be great.
Okay, well then, it could be great, but I don't have the confidence to believe that just quite yet. I am gonna go ahead and say that we should play cards. Cards. I'm gonna play... Oh, this is interesting. See, I know... Okay, 1 second. 1 second here. So, Switch does that majiggy thingy. I could do that. The problem is, Austin put a check mark on that card, and that could be any number of different things, but I am going to go with the odds.
And I can't tell him anything about that card.
That card's good.
I can't tell him the action. I can't tell him the number. I can't even tell him the
to.
color.
You know what? We're going to play this card over here. We're going to play... No, I don't want to.
We saw it, Alex.
No. I want to activate more abilities.
Nope.
I want to activate more abilities. Okay. Fine. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. We're gonna... I need a freaking thingy.
Breathe. Total panic.
Nope. We're gonna do the following.
To
We're gonna
add
play
to
this
the
here.
total
okay?
panic mode, you should have it be
We're
timed.
gonna play this into the with time total panic would be great.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a switch, okay?
Yep,
Then
yep,
I'm
yep.
going to switch these two cards. The switch allows you to
I
swap
don't
any
hate
two
this.
cards. I'm just going with the odds that this is probably not a 24 because that would be a very specific number.
Probably.
But it does mean that it's between 18 and 22 because Austin said I don't hate this, which is probably cheating a little bit. But hey, what's up?
So the good news is
I can now activate move.
you can activate a move.
Yes.
The other piece of good news is
Yes.
I can update that card. I can update this.
I
And
didn't know that.
It's still a check mark.
Okay, cool. That is good. I did not know that part. All right, so we switch this now. Now we can do a move. The problem is I don't know if there's anything that I clearly feel strongly about moving. So for the sake of just randomness, I'm going to move this down here because
That's
I
exactly
feel
what I would have done.
I feel that's a
Well-
wide gap to work with.
Before I start to metagame, the only
Okay.
thing I'll say is that if you put an ability on either of the ends, I'll be able to activate it. Whereas right now with cards that I can't activate,
She's smart.
I mean,
She's
just
smart.
saying.
She's smart. We're going to go ahead and put this over here, and we're going to put... Oh, I don't want to do this.
I mean, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I might not, because the other option is separating these two feels like a
Right.
bad situation. Although, I can
Yeah.
put this over here.
Yes.
Woo!
Oh, we're so cool.
You're
I don't
welcome.
even care if we win.
We already won.
Okay, I'm going to draw Time to Panic, and then we're going to go ahead and draw Total Panic. We got Relentless Reversal. Switch the cards
Oh no!
to the left and right of the timeline. Then turn them face down. So these swap,
Yeah.
and then they
And
turn
then-
this face down.
Yeah, and that one
That
stays face
feels
down.
that feels stupid.
All right, so the 26 is over there. We got to
Who
get it
made
back,
this
friends.
deck?
Well,
And what was the ability on the 26th?
I'd like to blame Zach.
I want to say
Would
it
we
was
have
peak.
seen it?
It
I
was a
want to say it's
peak.
peak.
It was a peak. Oh no.
Play with your friends. Play with your friends that have good memories. You will do better.
And we don't know what that is, correct?
No, and we need to get some flips out.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'll explain later, but I small detail. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just an idiot. Okay.
What we got?
Meg, we already saw it. Play the card. Play the.
I was deciding where.
Uh,
If I go here and delete this,
It
I
leaves a
can
gap.
use move.
No.
Oh, that would be fun though.
It would be.
I still say
Sure.
do it.
All right,
Yeah.
still doing it?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a gap, and
The
then
only
this card
question
goes
is,
away.
I actually think it's better to put the 10 here, because I can delete
Let's put
any
the
card,
cards
correct?
down over here. To
Yeah,
the
that
side
sounds
of
good. We can do that.
What do you say?
I can delete any card in the
Yeah.
row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
You leave
put
that
this
there.
here, but delete over there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. That checks out.
All right.
All right.
And
All right,
delete
Meg.
has specific markers
Oh.
on it. You cannot activate delete. That's fine. That's not to
That's
hurt.
not worse.
You cannot activate delete from adjacent. That's why those little X's over there.
All right, so the total panic
That's
card we
not
got
bad
is
at all.
delete all
Yeah.
gaps.
Yeah,
Could have
it's not
been
bad.
could have been
Could have
worse.
been so much worse.
I
Could
think
have
we
been
know what this
worse.
is, you guys.
Yes, we do. It's a 26.
Unless it's that one.
26.
But I think it's this one.
It's 26. It's 26. I'm 99% sure.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, awesome.
I'm going to play a move card. I'm gonna move this one
Move.
to here,
Okay.
and then I do not get to activate the delete because it has those X's on it.
Okay.
So I am going to draw a card.
And then we're going to do the bad thing. The bad thing says impossible inversion. Choose one face down card on the timeline, turn it face up. We should do this one.
Yes,
possibly.
definitely. Yep.
Then choose three face cards, face up cards, and turn them face down, which I guess 18, 10, 4.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Are we going to remember what these are?
Nope.
Nope.
But we can try. 18, 10, 4. This feels like total panic. Feels like total panic.
I'm panicking.
18, 10, 4.
We should
18, 10,
collapse
4.
these. These aren't especially
I would
good
love
moves.
to.
So
Let me know when you have that.
Yep.
Okay. I have that, which could be interesting. It gives people some possibilities. We're going to have to work with some things. Also, we're going to immediately lose this card. Those two lets you do that. Okay, we need gaps. Oh, we do need gaps.
we need flips.
Okay, so I'm going to play this over here. Okay, we're going to play 22 over there. It's a
Ooh,
flip.
I
Okay,
like that.
hopefully it won't immediately disappear, which it probably will. Then I'm going to go ahead and look at this card, because I don't know what this card was. I already forgot all the cards we looked at. Okay, I know what that one is now. Okay, we can work with that.
You have to flip before
yeah.
you peek.
Oh, it's flip, not peek.
Flip.
Sorry, flip. We're going to flip this one, apparently, which is totally what I had in mind to do.
Ooh, that's actually not
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
That's
It's great.
not
We're
bad.
doing great. We're doing great.
So
Alright, and then
you
you
get to
flipped,
peek?
so you get to switch,
Yes.
and then you get to peek.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I got to switch and then peek.
Yep.
Okay, it switches any two cards, right?
And actually, you could
I know.
switch.
I know. That's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
Switch this with that.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful.
And because this is the card you placed, you could switch again because you
Okay.
can no longer peek.
And
so
you
can switch either way.
yes. Oh, so I place this one here. So then I play. Okay, I can
was
switch
the card
again.
you
Oh,
played.
nice. Okay, I can
Yeah,
switch
so you can
again.
switch again.
You can update that because I'm assuming that's no longer a check over
No,
there.
we know you want to put it in here.
Yeah, I know, but we know he's reminding us he wants to go there, and then I can switch again from this side. And so we have 16, 22, 33, 25, 26. It feels like pretty good overall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel
Before we
it's
had
a
a
strong
24.
switch. I am going to switch this with this, and we'll see what this updates to.
Well,
You can go ahead and update if you want. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a bad card and see what happens. I already drew a card. Let's do this over here. We have Seismic Surge. Add a face-down card to both sides of the timeline. We need some freaking gaps. We need some freaking gaps. Okay. We're going to have to start playing with the timeline over here as well. This is a memory game that is not working for me. Okay.
Hey, 4, 10.
It's like, I think it's 2, 8,
Something.
10, 2, 8, 10, 4, 8, 10. There was a 10 there. I know that.
It's a 4, 10, I think.
To be fair, we did accurately say we were not going to remember, so
4, 10.
4, 10.
Yes.
10,
I
4.
found that having memory can be helpful
Yeah.
in life and in this game, but it is not imperative. It is not just a memory game. There's lots of ways to figure out the cards.
So this needs to go this way. So this was somewhere between the 18 and 22. Meg, you hear that? This is between 18 and 22.
Yeah.
Or 17 and 22, I guess. I don't know why I'm saying 18.
Alright. I'm gonna... This is rough.
Oh, yes.
I am gonna play this on the end and move.
Mm-hmm. What you want to move?
Now, I need to move something next to it to activate it, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Or I can move that in. Can I move that one?
You can only move it to over there.
Yeah.
That's the only place you can move it, is to the far left. You could move the card that you played the move on, but
Oh,
it
it's
would have
to
to
either
move.
end.
Yeah. Can't move it just anywhere. The Switch will let you do that.
Turtle panic.
Honestly, I know this is terrible because Alex works so hard, but it might be worth moving that flip back out to the outside just so you can flip something.
That's what I was thinking.
But you'd mess up the 22, 23. But we already have something to collapse.
And if you move it out, does it leave a gap?
No. It
Interesting.
would slide.
Slide. Okay.
Switch any of your cards.
Do what you do.
I am gonna... I know, I feel like that flip we do want to leave it. I messed this up a little bit. I'm gonna...
I think flipping is more important than ordering right now.
Yeah?
Because there's so much face down.
I say if you are going to do it that way. That way you have the card both sides.
Well, if she does it this way, she gets to do it this turn.
Right, I have to move it
yeah.
next to me is the
That's right, that's
problem,
right.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So do it. Live your best life.
Okay, I guess so.
Okay.
And I'll flip this, because hopefully that means someone can change
Oh, that's a
this
good
or
point.
something,
That is a
yeah.
good point. When we get a
13
trade, so now you activate a trade, and it can't be the card that you just picked up.
Oh, I get a trade now?
Yep.
Yep.
Trade.
Trade
So
a card in hand with
Oh,
the
it
timeline
can't be the
face
card I just
down.
picked up.
Yep.
Okay, I will take the one next to 26.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, and you can put a card down.
And then place a marker on it to tell us a bit more about the card.
Which one was it?
That one.
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then draw a card, and we do a bad thing. Delete all gaps.
Hey, that's the best thing that could happen.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to
Okay.
activate.
So we are going to start a new row down here from 32 onwards. This is going to be
Okay.
our second row. We're going to have to track that a little bit just to keep everything visible.
Totally fine. So I'm going to activate the flip, and then
Okay.
I'll get to
Nice.
flip again. And
So
so,
two flips.
Yep. We're going to start by
Well, we already have the most information about that card, unless you want it specifically.
flipping
Yeah, but you can't
it.
collapse
Okay.
it.
Well, no, I just knew it would give me an additional flip,
Got-
so it's basically
gotcha.
free. So I flipped a flip. So I flip, and I collapse.
Amazing.
So we're going to collapse these two.
Okay.
You said down
That
here.
leaves a gap, right?
That does leave a gap, and we can slide now.
You okay?
And then, so I flipped a flip, which flipped a collapse, and I still have a flip.
Cool.
So I can flip one more. So we're going to flip this. And that gives me a delete, which is lovely. We would like a gap
16.
next to
Delete the 16. Or the 19, I mean. Or no, you want the 19.
I want the 19. I think we leave
Yeah.
the collapse, and we get rid of this switch. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
I like it.
Yeah.
And that gives us a gap to play
And so that's the 2,
next
you
to
know.
a flip. That's a 4.
Okay, that's a 4. That's what I said.
It's a 4.
All right, draw your card and do
Uh-huh.
the things.
Worried about drawing from that hand.
Yeah, hear you. We're going to put this over here. Seismic Surge. Add a face-on card to both sides of the timeline. So a card goes
here,
over here, and a
up
card
there.
goes over here.
We left
We're gonna
some
shift
nice
this.
gaps.
Yep. Okay. Okay. And now it's my turn. And I have plenty of options over here. I think I'm inclined to do this thingamajiggy. Because I think this is tricky. I'm not totally certain about this. We want the flips in play, right? We want
The flips to stay
Okay.
in play for as long as possible.
So I'll welcome a feedback and advice. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this 24 here. Remember when I was debating whether cards were 24? I had it in my hand. That's why I said I was silly. I was like, maybe it's a 24, but it wasn't. Okay, so in place 24 there, then we can delete something and we can switch something.
Nice.
So now the question is, I could delete the flip so we can then collapse 23, 24.
What you could do is
Okay.
delete this card.
Well, we have a little bit more information about this one. Should I delete this instead?
Yeah, because you're going to get a... how the switch happens before.
Yeah.
I think
I'll switch this one because we don't know much about this. And then we have the switch, and I'll swap these two because, may as well... Oh, wait, no. Can I switch a gap?
Yes, you can switch to a gap.
Okay. And then what happens? The gap just stays there?
The gap goes to where the other card is.
Then let's do this.
Ooh, it's beautiful.
I mean, we don't have the flip, but we do have a collapse if we can get that going.
Yeah,
23,
and
23.
as long as we don't collapse too many flips, we're okay. And there is already a flip out on the board. So
Cool. Okay, that was my turn. I draw a card, and then I do a bad thing. Seismic Surge. Add a face-down card to both sides of the timeline.
Could be worse.
And we place it down over here. Okay.
You know, slide or no?
Yeah, you said we're probably fine for now if you want, but...
Well,
all right, fine. Let's do
I
that.
heard what you said
Okay.
and interpreted
stop
the
touching.
opposite. Nope,
Yeah.
I just did the opposite
Okay,
thing for some
cool,
reason.
cool. Okay, Meg, to your turn.
Is it?
Yes.
Did you just go?
I just went. I played the 24th, that one that I had in my hand.
It's a beautiful collapse you set up. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a collapse
Well, the only
available?
downside is I
No.
knew when we got rid of the 25, 26, I knew I had the 24 available, but
Right.
I couldn't say anything because of rules.
Right? Rules.
Who made
Messing
the rules?
stuff up. That one's probably me and Zach
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Max.
Cool.
Yeah,
Feels
that's
like you
all
didn't
three of
have
us.
to do that. Feels
Yeah.
like you kind of didn't have to.
Yep, that's on me.
Okay. I'm going to play this here
It's a good thing you shifted those cards over.
and then switch.
I like
With
what
the
you're doing.
collapse?
I like
yeah,
what
I
you're
like
doing.
it. I like it. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that later, but that's okay.
And then collapse.
Yep. I'm guessing the only thing we can collapse.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
even better, Meg.
And then I get 10 points.
You just gave us a gap. You get 10 points. You gave us a gap next to a flip. Now,
Yeah, I did.
Hopefully we don't get to delete all gaps because
now
we
we do
actually
the bad thing.
have gaps now.
Seismic Surge. Face card to both sides of the timeline. Again, we're gonna have to shift this away over here. We're gonna have to continuously move things. Okay.
Yeah. Normally
Then
you're
we
not videoing
Yeah.
it, so it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
it a little easier.
Okay. And then your turn, Austin.
You gotta let you guys see.
Yeah. So I can play next to this because of this gap.
Mm-hmm.
We deleted that 16 earlier, I think. There's nothing to collapse right now.
Nothing to collapse.
Okay. Even though it's not perfect, we're going to delete this card, making a gap next to a flip.
Okay.
And then we're going to flip this card over, which gives me a move. What in the world do I want to move? You want that 35 to the outside?
To the end.
Maybe.
35 is the highest number, right?
Yeah.
It's the second. It's 36 is the last card.
36 is the last card. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so now, if I play a card next to activate, I can activate that card twice.
Yep.
Good to know. Oh, we have to do the bad thing. Draw a card?
Draw a card.
Oh.
Oh, I've got great
What did
news.
you
Okay.
just ask?
This is the last panic card.
Last panic. Then we're going to play out our hands.
We're
because
gonna
we
play
do the
out
last card.
until we
If
have
you-
one
If you
card.
play a card here, you can activate the card, then activator, which lets you activate it again.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
And we total panic over here. Sinister Scramble. Shuffle. This is the last card we get.
No.
Shuffle any 5 cards in the timeline, then return to original positions. But we could do face down cards, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
shuffle any 5 cards so they
Should
can
we
all
just
be face
grab
down.
literally the face down cards?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, I do have
Okay.
one question, which might be
And
too niche,
the-
Austin.
Wait, so let me just resolve this. So we shuffle it up and just put. How do we resolve which ones go face up and
So
face down?
the first 3 cards are face down and the last 2 are face up, but you get to put them anywhere.
So I could choose where we want them face down.
Yep.
Okay.
So-
should I just?
So let's see the face-up ones, and then
Well,
we
no, you
decide.
have to do the face down ones first.
Oh.
So
Okay.
3 face down, 2 face up.
I mean, I guess leaving. Let's put one over here.
Yep.
It's a big gap there.
Because it's already.
There's no way
Then
it's a
these-
one.
yeah, it's
Because there's one
unlikely.
at the beginning.
Okay, and we'll
Yep.
put these
And
two
then-
over here.
Yeah,
I guess.
face up next to the gap, face up on the
And
end.
then we'll do over here. Yeah.
Well, no, I would do this one face down because there's no way it's a one.
Well, because.
Well, but then
I
it would
know,
give
but
us the
you can
ability.
you can
Because you
activate.
can go to the outside.
Yeah, I
Alright.
mean, we have so many gaps.
Alright, and then that was the bad card, and now.
Alright, so we are no longer panicking. We're just fixing things. We have 3 cards each to fix this time.
So your last card does
Oh.
not get played.
Yeah,
Okay.
the last card does
Okay,
not
I'm
play.
feeling pretty good about this, honestly.
I am not.
You know
But
what?
the first thing is just flip everything.
We don't need that kind of negativity, honestly. Okay.
I agree.
So you want to flip things, you said?
I want to flip things, yeah.
Do we have things next to a flip? We do have a gap next to a flip, so
We do.
I will start by putting this, because we have information now, we don't need to move
Yep.
many things. I'm going to place this down over here, which is a flip, a peek, then a flip.
Nice.
So I will peek at this card-ish. No, that's the largest one. No. I'll peek at this one. I'm going to peek at this one. So I'm going to look. Okay. And we have this, and this is going to go that away. And then we are going to flip one. And any preferences on flipping? I don't think it makes a strong difference.
I think you just go
Yeah, I
for
think
it.
we'll just.
I know what that one is.
I think we'll flip this one.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a 29. Cool, cool, cool.
Collapse.
Go ahead. Ooh, collapse. Let's figure this out. We got this. It's your turn, Meg. Plain and simple.
Okay.
Wait, what did you just do?
I played peek,
And
and
then
then
you-
I peeked at this and put an arrow, and I flipped.
Okay.
Then I flipped that
You
one.
flipped
oh,
collapse.
I flipped
So
collapse.
you
That's right,
could
that's right.
collapse.
Yeah, yeah. Do we have a
I
collapse?
don't think
to
there's
flip?
anything to collapse.
There is not.
Okay, so
Okay.
alright.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Good move. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I was kidding.
It was a good move.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
It is your turn.
Okay.
Oh,
I am
man.
gonna play. Oh, this stinks, you guys. I want to do more, but I'm not going to. I will play this one up in the gap.
In this gap right here?
Or should I put it here?
Do we want to delete something?
If you put it there, you can switch to 32 in this one, and you have 3 in a row.
That's pretty cool.
That's not bad, mate.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me use my big brain. Well, I'd have moved no matter what. Because I
Well,
could go
depends.
there and move the 31. So it's basically the same but different.
I don't think you need move. I mean, if you're setting up 3 cards for a
You could
collapse,
also-
that's incredible, whether you get 2 moves or not.
And you can also delete, which gives us the gap
Can't
next to
delete.
collapse.
Can't delete.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't think two abilities is as good as just getting 3 things in a row right now. Because, like, the move would only be helpful if we knew that the moving the 19 to the outside would be helpful. That's the only thing that would be helpful.
Right.
But if you played here, you could switch the 30.
That's what I was. If I just. But that wouldn't
don't
work.
think
It wouldn't work.
Doesn't
I don't
change
think
anything.
that would work.
Yeah.
So, I think my best bet
I like that.
is to go here. And then the only thing is, you guys, is that I know what that card is.
Okay. Use your
We'll
knowledge.
fix that card later.
If it,
Do what you want to do.
I don't want to say anything,
Do
but
what you wanna do.
okay. So if I switch, yeah, I feel like because we're not even collapsing yet, right?
Not yet.
I mean, I can
But we
try
need
to collapse on my turn.
Okay.
Depends on what's available.
All right, so I can switch. If I switch with this, I'll still get to move something. That's the thing. But if I move this over here, I don't get another thing.
Correct.
Yeah, but that, I mean, you're setting up 3 cards for collapse, which is not terrible. But there are also 3 cards that are high near the end of the timeline. They might be right anyway, whether we collapse them or not.
This may be the game.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna switch the 2 token ones.
These 2?
Yep.
Okay. I will leave my token where it is.
And then I still get a move, so I can
Yep.
move something toward an end. So I can take the 19 over here.
I would love that.
And then, yeah. And then we have the flip. Yeah. I think that's way better, maybe.
Okay.
I don't
Right.
know.
There's only...
And then this was played into a gap.
Yeah.
Just to take
Okay.
the token out.
We got six plays left. We're doing fine.
I don't know.
6 plays to fix the timeline.
I do not have good cards for this.
Hold on.
Yep.
Move
Do not leave
or
a
a gap.
You can move to a gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So could I have moved this 30 to that gap and then they're all in a row?
There,
Or the
Yeah,
30
but 32 would be out of order.
the 32 would be out
Yeah,
of
never
order.
mind.
Hey.
Okay, never
It's
mind.
fine. Your turn, Austin.
Yeah. The problem is we don't actually want to collapse anything. There's not anything super in
Not
good
yet.
order right
That's
now.
okay. You don't need to collapse just yet. We can set things up. We got time. We got time. It's multiplying. I don't know why that works. That doesn't work.
All right.
Uh,
Trade.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take...
okay.
Does it have to be
Oh,
a
the
face
19
down
and
one?
20 is fun.
I think I'm going to take this 25.
Okay. And put a card face down and tell us where it is. It is...
It's close.
It's close. You can't say it's close.
You cannot say it's close.
That seems
That's
like...
cheating.
That feels like
How
cheating.
dare you for saying that?
That feels...
Oh wait, I actually want to fix my. I didn't update my token.
Okay, go ahead. Awesome.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I've done an activator. Now that sucks because the only thing next to it is a delete.
Here's the thing. I really think, because of what she did, that is almost certainly a 33. Because I feel she wanted that 32 to jump over here, and then she
Right.
has 33, and that
Well,
seems like
I'll
pretty
let
cool.
you set it up.
So, can
So
we
I
see
had
the
a
cards
bad
we
turn.
destroyed or not really?
Nope, can't.
That feels... we should change that rule. Okay. So, with that in mind, if I have all that information that I think I have, but I don't totally have, we don't have any great gaps. We have move to the end of the
one
timeline.
gap,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's one gap, but move only brings you to the end of the timeline, which I don't love.
Setting
Seems
up,
like we were totally panicking.
yeah,
Ah.
setting
Seems
up
tricky.
collapses is definitely what we want, or putting things in order.
Okay. And if you put an activator next to an activator, you can just go back and forth all day, right?
Yeah, it doesn't do
Alright,
anything.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
Trade.
If you had an activator, you could double move because you can play something right here.
I need to think right now. That's what I need to do.
Didn't you just
Okay.
play something?
Me?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't play anything.
I played a trade in the end.
Because I could do that. Okay. Okay, let's do this. I might regret this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I think it's fine.
We're gonna play. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna play. Why can't I figure out exactly what I'm trying to do? Is a move helpful to anyone? Do we want to move?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're supposed to talk about it like that.
Well, I'm saying the question is, if I play a card here,
Go
is
for
a
it.
move helpful? Not the card.
I
in
think you
hand.
should do that.
Okay, so fine. So you should. Okay, great. Well, we'll do that. We'll play this over here into the gap, and we'll do a trade. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade a card in my hand with the timeline face down. Place your marker onto it. Oh no, I think I did this the wrong way. One second. I had a plan of how to do this, but I don't remember what's going on.
You guys,
here.
this is like.
This is first
This
time
is-
playing.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is also the make it or break it moment. Like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the
Trade a card in my
final,
hand.
the final countdown.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
We've got this. I was never
Okay.
scared.
I'm very scared.
I'm very scared right now. Okay.
This is out of order. This is out
So
of
we
order.
trade a card you have with the timeline face down and place your marker on it. That's the part that I'm struggling with in my head right now. Okay, fine, I'm good. So we're going to... Oh, and when I play a card face down the timeline, I don't get to do the ability of that card
Correct.
next to it. Okay, I think I thought I had a plan, but I don't have a plan. But it's fine, we're good. Alright, so I'm going to place this card over here, this trade over here, like I said I'm going to.
Yep.
I'm going to trade this 2 into my hand, and then place a card face down on my hand over there, and put a little marker on it to indicate that I like where it is. It's a good card. And then, what's up?
One rule that I forgot to tell you
Yes.
guys is you
Just
can
one.
place your markers in places where you want to play.
Interesting, okay. And I will do this move card, and what do we want to move around the board? Because we kind of want to get rid of some stuff. This is a problem. These two we want to swap, but I don't even have a way to swap it, do we?
We need swips.
Okay, so we need switches. Is there a switch on the board that's helpful to move around? Not really. This switch, but that's not going to help us, unfortunately.
I think
Can you just not? Do you have to use
I
these?
think
I-
just move this forward to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Okay, that's going to move then. Great. That was a very particular noise, but we're going to go ahead and nonetheless, we're going to do that. Okay,
I'm guessing May got a 5.
cool. Okay.
No. I had
And
a
that's my turn.
different
That's my
plan.
turn. We got this. We totally got this.
We're fine. Things are great.
Fine.
I think I'm actually still fine. Okay. I'm gonna play this here and do move,
I'm going to move this down over here a second.
Okay.
and then activate this move.
Nice. That looks great. Good job.
I mean, trying.
Okay.
I don't know if it wasn't enough. I actually know it's not enough. but-
Well, it helped my turn. Okay. So I'm going to collapse.
I thought
That's
it only went to
beautiful.
35.
No, we knew.
36.
I asked this
Get it
earlier.
out.
And so we're going to collapse the 18, 19, 20.
Yay.
And we leave a gap.
And then I have an activator, so I'm going to collapse the 35, 36, unless there's something else to collapse that's better. I
30,
could-
31, but I don't think it's better.
I mean, these are right, though.
Yeah.
So, like, if I do
Oh,
this,
yeah.
these aren't right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
And are they the only ones left that?
I think it makes sense. Why not?
I think that's completely makes
Okay.
more sense. Yeah.
All right. And then that leaves a gap as well.
Okay.
Now,
And you
does it-
still have one card play. Mega's one card. We all have one card
If
play.
these
with
are
us.
in
one
the correct
play.
spot,
Doesn't matter. They're great.
They're
If they're in,
good?
yep. It doesn't matter if they're face down. It just means they need to be in the right spot.
Okay.
And I actually need to update this
So,
card. Oh, this is me, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, given what I think I know,
Yeah, that needs to go that way.
oh my gosh. Okay, so we know 35, 36. We're pretty sure 33.
And I can look at this, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I want to look at the ability.
Okay, we're pretty sure 33. So if I place, and I can look at my cards too, which means I think I know what this is. So I'm gonna double check that. Okay, that is what I think it is. So that's more complicated though because of that. Ugh. Okay. So what we can do.
So right now, correct, probably correct, not correct because it needs to move, correct, not correct, possibly correct, not correct, not correct.
Okay.
So we have like 4 wrong right now.
Yeah, we got things that we got to figure out. Okay,
We might
so
be able to do this.
we're gonna go ahead and place switch over here.
Oh, I
So that-
love that,
that's
Alex.
gonna be great.
That's
We got
a
a switch.
huge.
Now there's a few options though. We could swap the 13 to the 14. These two. That's not a bad swap. Or we could try to get this to here, which I think is not a bad swap. I think this is a better swap.
Well, if you do the 13 and 14,
Yeah.
it just lines this up for
I know.
a collapse
That's
too.
what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
think this makes the most sense.
Yeah. The only other thing is
Yeah.
moving that one. If we
Well, I also do have a move. So the question is, what do we want to do with the move?
Oh, that was
Not
such a
that.
good play. That was such a good
Yeah.
play.
We could, but where do we want the move? You want to play a card over there, so that's good to know. But that means we don't want to play a card. We could move a card to a gap. We said, right?
Oh yeah.
Right,
okay.
right.
Yes, you can move a card.
So I don't
yeah.
fully know. Here's the thing: I
well,
don't know
this
what this card
21
is.
is terrible.
Yeah, but
So-
moving it to a gap doesn't do much for us.
No, it doesn't.
Swapping that position does nothing.
Yeah.
And so if we're moving a card to a gap,
The only thing would be between 6 and 8, so there's no 7 out, so it's not that. We could move the 8 there. No, that's the 7.
mess that
That's
up,
the 7.
yeah.
So it's this card we want to move, but
this is just random
not
as far
to
as where it goes.
36. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we can move it to a gap too.
Yeah,
so
I
we
can't
could
tell
move
you
it here,
anything. Yeah.
but you can't say anything, and I
Yeah.
just think that's less likely to be in that
Well, that
specific
blue
range.
one needs to go that way.
Do we just want to put it here and see what happens?
I don't know.
Let's do it. We'll see what happens. At the very least, it opens a spot for a collapse too. So we have like that option. Okay, Austin, update it. That seems logical. Hey, that was my last play. It's the last contribution I have for the team effort here. It's on you all.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna play very last, huh?
So okay.
You are?
So if I play a card in between Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I had flipped this, would I activate both abilities or just one?
One of the abilities.
I would pick.
The
No,
biggest
no,
problem.
no. If she plays a card that says flip and she flips this, she
Then
can
you would
flip
activate
it
that and
then choose to do
activate
either
that
of
or
these.
that. Yes.
So you can do
the
this
flip.
one and then one or both.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It seems like our problem spots are here, the 21, and then here. So we have what, 3 problem spots?
Yeah.
That's not bad, guys.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, but I might create a problem. For
No. You couldn't possibly create a problem. Don't create a problem spot. Don't create a problem spot.
I think I might create a problem. Yeah, I don't think I have a way to not hurt us, but
Oh.
I'm gonna help us.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I
Hopefully.
have an okay play depending on what happens next.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's a 12.
it could be worse.
Okay. So I can
Okay.
collapse or flip again and trade.
You can for sure, yeah. Well, no. So more importantly, you can for sure do either flip or collapse, and then you could do trade or activate, which means flip or collapse again.
Yeah.
So you can do flip or collapse, or then either trade, flip, or collapse. It's a little complicated, but it works. Trade is interesting. Can you trade things in and out that will help us?
Yeah, because you have one card in your hand.
And you
if
could
could
trade
it to
twice
someone
in
on a
theory,
timeline.
can't you?
Yeah.
Right.
No, you can't trade twice. You can only trade once. That's more complicated.
Yeah.
But if I flip things, I get another ability.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you don't know what the abilities are necessarily. You could look at that ability to see.
Yeah.
I know what that one is. Which honestly isn't a word. Oh. Ugh, you guys, this is so much
But
brain
also,
power!
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, so I can collapse and get rid of this?
Yeah, you could.
That does work. Yeah.
Does that remove an activator thing from me?
Well, you would just have a trade left.
You'd have
yeah.
a trade, yeah.
Which
I feel like I should do that.
Go for it.
Like, unless I should do the 13, 14, but I think...
I'm not sure if it makes a strong difference. I think this one makes more sense.
Well,
than
it
anything.
does actually, because of the trade. It does.
Okay, fine.
It does.
Okay.
So much better, actually.
Oh,
No, one's still there.
These are collapsed.
Okay.
Okay.
And now you can do either a collapse
Or trade.
or a flip
Or trade.
or a trade.
Now you can
do any of them.
trade, flip, collapse. One or the other.
Okay.
Or the other.
And if I
Or the-
flip, I get the ability of what I flip.
Yes.
All right, so I'll flip this.
Okay. That gives you another trade. Okay, cool.
Oh, but I have to put the card back where...
Yes.
Oh, we're so close. All right, so this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem.
Yep.
This is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at.
But whatever card I put there is the card.
Trade a card in your hand with a timeline
So
face down.
if you have anything that fits anywhere that any of those are, you should just do it. Like, for instance, if you have a 33, which you don't, you could put it here.
I mean, at the very least, you don't have to make the problem worse. We know that.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it worse because
Yeah.
you can just swap it with whatever the closest thing is.
I'm going to take the 17.
The 17. Okay. Okay, and then this card goes face down with a assume a check mark on it.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, that complicates my turn a lot. But you didn't know that. All right. So,
That was a lot of brain power.
so
Oh, one.
I
Nice.
have a collapse, and I
And a
was
switch.
planning on collapsing the 14, 13 here, and then switching the card I know somewhere. But now
You could switch these and then collapse 6, 7, 8. But
it doesn't help us.
Yeah.
It'd be better to switch this with the gap because that would
yeah.
that
Yeah,
would work
guaranteed.
for that.
Or
The problem is here. Like, I know I need to do something with this. I know I need to do something with that.
Yeah, I don't think we can do enough to do everything.
No.
I think at this point we're not getting a perfect game.
So I think I need to collapse something, but there's nothing I see that I can collapse that fixes the timeline. Does anyone
I
disagree
agree.
with that?
I mean, it won't hurt, but it won't make things better.
Yeah, so I think it's just the 7 and the 8.
Great.
yeah.
And there's a gap. 2 gaps here. And then my switch, the goal is to fix 2 things.
Is that possible?
I don't think so.
I mean,
think
the
I just
32 and the
fixed the
21
thing.
at best, maybe. But
Yeah, but even that doesn't fix this because the 27 screwed up. But we
Yeah.
might just be able to get rid of the 27. If I flip the thing I was going to do, I don't know what this card is, and so
Okay.
I might mess it up.
So
And
just
so I can flip the 12 to here, but that only
Yeah.
fixes one thing. This tries to fix 2 things, and we definitely know it fixes the 32. So I think that's what we do, and that's
Okay.
the game.
And then we flip things over.
Flip
So,
things over.
Now we flip all the stuff over that we did not know. We have an 11.
Thank
we have
God.
A 3.
I know. You wanted to put the 12 there. I was like, no,
Okay.
please don't.
Yeah.
We have a 15. So the fast way to fix the timeline is this is going to count against us. This
Yeah.
12 over here.
That's bad.
11,
The
3.
three's
The 3 is going
bad.
to count against us. And then from
Oh.
here, I think all of these are bad.
You get
What
to
could
keep
the
one.
27
You
say?
keep
You
one.
give anyone.
Or
You
the
keep any of
27
them.
or the 21.
It doesn't make a difference which one.
Oh, I guess the 15 also could.
Yeah. And
4.
so that is our score.
Oh, well, we're barely
That's
holding
not
together.
bad.
We're
It
barely
feels-
holding together.
Feels like we kind of made it work.
So it says, time clings to coherence just barely. The universe now sustains only frogs. Also, watch out for the time goblins. You should have worn your hat.
I love frogs and goblins.
That would have worked. Anyways, that is Time to Panic. There's a little bit of panicking, a little bit of resentment towards the game creators. That's neither here nor there. A lot of resentment towards Austin, who said this should be our first game that we play
Yeah.
of this game.
We could have played Minor Panic
No,
or Panic, but we
no.
went straight for Total Panic. Because, you
Total
know,
Panic.
it wouldn't have been fun if we had solved it easily on the first gameplay.
And it felt like we were close at the end.
It did. We were close.
Yeah.
So little, too little, too late.
Just a little
Anyways,
off.
that is a gameplay of Time to Panic from Ivy Studios. As mentioned already, you can get this game at Gen Con, or from Ivy Studios site, or from possibly, depending where some retailers somewhere may have it.
Yep.
But that's Time to Panic. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
I'm Austin from ID.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.